everybody. How is doing today? I hope it is a great day for you wherever you are. I'm so glad that you found me here today. Make sure that you stay till the end so that I can recap really quickly what our 3 tips are for doing and having it all today, which I'm sure is very elusive to pretty much everybody. There's a good reason for that. We will talk about it, but glad that you hopped in today, and remember just to get the 3 tips at the end. Make sure you watch all the way to the end, and hopefully you can implement them and it will make a difference for you. So I really wanted to talk about this today because I get stuck in it just the same as everybody else. You have a job and you have kids and a family and responsibilities and taking care of stuff, but you want to be fit, you want to be healthy, you want to enjoy your family, enjoy your job, your life, your time. So how in the world can you possibly do it all? Everybody's only got the same 24 hours in a day. You can't not sleep. I'm sorry, I have to tell you, you can't not sleep, because then you don't function because you're a zombie. So forgetting sleep is not the answer or the solution. I hate to tell you that, but you do still have to get your sleep. So how do you do it then? How do you achieve everything that you want for your life with all of the responsibilities that you have in your life that have to be taken care of, and it seems no one else is doing it, right? I think that we can all relate to that, especially for moms that are working. I know that working dads may have this kind of same feeling and responsibility, but for some reason I feel like it's especially true for working moms. You know, we have that internal, naturally given burden to handle everything and take care of stuff and make sure everything is just right and fits and works and all of those things. I feel like guys got the lucky end of that and don't necessarily always feel that way, at least from my view of things. So, but anyway, so what do we do about this? How do we do it all? How do we get it all done? I have really bad news for you. The short answer is you just don't. You just don't. So, I have 2 words of wisdom for you around that after breaking such awful news that you just don't. There are 2 things. The first thing is just to understand that, know that, embrace it, change your mindset, change your perception around it. Feel confident and comfortable in knowing that everyone's in the same boat. No one can do it all, can have it all. So just be comforted in knowing that you are not alone. Everyone out there struggles with the same thing, wants to achieve it, and there's no way to do so. Okay, so start there. Start with just knowing you're not alone. Take a deep breath. Know that you're not alone. Celebrate when you do the best that you can. Know that it's enough. Change your mindset, change your perception. Other than remembering and knowing that you're not alone, even if it might feel like it, you most certainly are not. So remind yourself of that. Celebrate what you are doing and accomplishing, okay? That's so important. Celebrate it when you accomplish anything, because that is a big deal. It is hard. The second thing is there are things that you can do to do more or get as close to achieving the all that you want as much as you can, okay? So I do have those tips for you. They are coming up again at the end, what the top 3 things are that you can be doing to accomplish and achieve as close to it all as you possibly can get. Because again, we won't be able to do everything. We will never achieve it all, but we can get as close as we possibly can, right? And that should certainly be good enough. Again, going back to remembering to celebrate what you can and you are doing. Please excuse my dog. She's old. We have to give her the benefit of the doubt here. So, we are coming to the end of the video. I do want to share those 3 tips with you. And again, the link for the blog that goes into these tips in more detail is in the description of the video. So make sure you go there to read in more detail about these tips, okay? But the first one is to outsource and or streamline what you can, okay? So no, we can't do it all, right? But if you have the means to outsource it, do so. And if you cannot, then create a system around getting it done so that it is better and more efficient. That will give you time back that you can then reinvest into something else, right? Like, for example, if working out is something that is on the top of your list to do and you just do not have the time, if you put a system in place for something else, or if you outsource something else, that gives you that time back that you can now invest in working out, which unfortunately is not something that you can outsource. I wish I could, right? Okay, so the second thing is to remember that you have the ability to achieve things in smaller increments. And what I mean by that is, if there's something that you really wish that you could do weekly or more than weekly, but you just do not have the ability to do that, either the financial resources or the time resources to do something so frequently as much as you might want to, don't like throw it out the window. I know how, look, I'm you guys too, okay? I understand. It's easier to just say, okay, I can't do it every week, so I'm just not going to do it at all. I'm going to just throw it out the window and it's just not going to happen, and I'll just sit and pout about it instead, okay? I know, I've done this. So what do? Don't underestimate doing things less frequently or in smaller amounts of time. So let's say, for instance, you want to take piano lessons because you are a beautiful pianist and you love it and you want to pursue it and you want to be like a wedding pianist one day, and you need to sharpen your skills in that. So you want to take 1 hour lesson once a week so that you can achieve your goal of being a good enough pianist to play weddings on the side later on. Okay, you want to do that sooner rather than later. I hear you. I understand. I am not a patient person. The sooner I can achieve what I want to achieve, the better. But you don't have an hour to spare once a week. You also don't have the however much it costs to pay for the 1 hour lesson once a week, right? So what do? You just don't do it at all. Wrong answer. The answer is do it in smaller increments. So maybe a 30-minute lesson once a week, maybe an hour lesson every other week, maybe a 2-hour lesson once a month, maybe a 30-minute lesson every other week, maybe an hour lesson once a month. Whatever that ends up working out to be or look like for you, take advantage of it. If you love to play and you have a goal of being a wedding pianist one day, don't not do it because you don't have the time or the money to do an hour lesson once a week. Figure out an abbreviated version and go with that and do it and be okay with it. It will still fill you up. And yes, it'll take you longer to where you want to get to where you want to, but it'll take less time than if you just don't do it at all. Okay? So, the final tip is to just embrace your season. Okay? Some of us have seasons where doing more things is harder for whatever reason. It just is. And just embrace it. Embrace the fact that it's a season. Remind yourself of that. Going back to the mindset and celebrating the wins and stuff like that, just remember it's a season, okay? It's going to end. You will at some point get to a place where you have more time and money resources, which will allow you to accomplish more things. Again, I am not a patient person. I understand exactly how you feel, what you're thinking, what you're going through. It is not fun at the time or in the moment, but that's why the mindset is and celebrating wins is so important, because we have to tell ourselves, we have to remind ourselves, or we will just be miserable all the time, and that's no good or no fun for us or anybody that's around us. So again, if you want more elaboration on these 3 tips, how to implement them, what to do with them, all of those things, make sure you click the link to the blog in the description of the video so that you can get that, okay? Have a great one.